guys. This is Christina with Leads and Leverage, and today I'm actually here with you for a really super short episode of The Ribbit Show. One of the things that I get asked is, well, how do I know what I need to work on? What do I need to change? When we talk about maybe mindset or limiting beliefs, or when we're talking about something we're struggling with, how do we know what it is that we actually need to work on? Well, I know exactly what it is, and I'm going to tell you what it is. And when you figure out what it is, when you hear me tell you this, you're not going to believe it, but then you're going to hear yourself doing it going, crap, that's what I need to be working on. So if you are desiring to change, if you're desiring to have more stick-to-itiveness, if you're desiring to be more disciplined, if you're desiring to be more consistent in your daily activities, in your lead generation, in your routines, in anything that will make you a better person, that will help you have better relationships, that will help you build a more successful business, if you are desiring to become that person that you need to become, then guess what? You have to change. But how do you know what you need to change? Here's how you know. There are three very specific things that people say, three that are they are like crystal clear statements that make it crystal clear that that's what you need to change. So for example, one of the things that I no longer, and I have not for almost 2 years now, I no longer, well, I progressed on this, but now I no longer eat grains, sugars, or starches, period. I just don't. They're not part of my life. I don't eat them. Not intentionally. And I'm very aware of what goes into my mouth food-wise. Now, here's what I hear all the time. I hear people saying, oh, I'm a little foggy, or I need to lose a little weight or a lot of weight, or I'm tired, or I don't have the energy, I'm not 18 anymore, blah, blah, blah. And when I tell them, and they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I don't eat grains, sugars, and starches. I could never do that. I'm like, wait, what? I could never live a life without bread. I'm like, okay, guys, that is the number one thing right there, that identifying thing. When you say, I could never, bingo, right there, that is your identifier that guess what? Maybe you need to look at that thing that you say you could never do as something you need to work on changing. So I couldn't do that, or I won't do that, or that's just crazy. And all three of those statements have been said to me when I say, well, I go to bed at a certain time and I get up at a certain time. I am up around 5 every single morning. I couldn't do that. That's just crazy. I won't do that. I'm a night owl. That's a training. I mean, whether you're a morning person or a night person, as far as staying up late or getting up early, that's just your habitual training. That's not whether you process well or not. You don't actually process well in those different times. It's what you've trained your body to do. Now, some of us take longer to wake up, but most of the time, let's be honest with ourselves, most of the time, that's because we're not actually getting enough sleep. And the sleep we are getting is not quality enough. So when we're saying things like, I couldn't do that, I won't do that, that's just crazy, we need to rethink that. We need to be going, wait a minute, what am I telling myself as an excuse not to change, not to be healthier? When people tell me, I'm going to go back to the way I eat now. When people tell me that they couldn't live without bread, I'm like, really? Like your entire, the entire happiness and joy of your life depends on you being able to eat bread? Really? Like, that's pathetic. Like, I don't actually say that, but I kind of, when I'm talking sidelines and talking to my husband about it, I'm like, okay, do we actually realize how pathetic some of the things that we say are? So when I'm identifying those things that I say, when I react to somebody says blah, 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 and I'm like, I couldn't do that, in my brain, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe I need to think about that. Maybe I need to like, could I really do that? Should I do that? Should I be thinking about that? What should I be doing? Okay, so look at those resistance statements, or your I won't, or I couldn't, or that's crazy. Look at those to help you identify what you should seriously consider changing. So one of the things that I did was I really started listening to my high performance coach for one, and the number one thing that I needed to change was my sleep. Now, I've always gotten quantity of sleep. That's always I have. I actually have a disease that's triggered by lack of sleep, so that helps me keep my cortisol balanced, etc. So sleep, quantity of sleep has really never been an issue for me. Consistency has never really been an issue for me. However, quality. And so I read the book Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson, which gave me not hacks, but things to actually help my sleep. That was like, oh yeah, I guess I do need to get better sleep. Then when I was looking at my my hydration, like, oh my goodness, I need to be drinking water, not these other flavored drinks, or I've never drank coffee, so that's not an issue for me. I know that's a love of a lot of people. That's Chuck's love. He loves coffee. But if you're drinking something else in lieu of the water that your body needs to help process things out, that's where you might want to look at that. And like, I could never give up coffee. Well, why not? Is it such an addiction that you can't possibly give it up? I'm not saying give up coffee, guys. That's not what I'm actually talking here. I'm not saying that you need to do no sugars, grains, and starches. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, how do you know what you need to work on? When you feel yourself, or you hear yourself mentally or actually out of your mouth saying, I couldn't do that. That's crazy. I won't do that. That's when you go, bingo. Why? What am I fighting? What am I not willing to give up? What's the truth in this? What's the reality in this? What am I actually saying? So for example, am I saying that bread is so important to my life and my very happiness on this planet that I just could never give it up? Because that's what you're saying when you say I wouldn't do that or I couldn't do that. Dude, guys, it's really easy to give up bread. Like, it is infinitesimal in all the things of life that I love to do. Like, it's nothing. Bread and pasta, they are nothing. They mean nothing to me, especially now with the mental clarity, the physical health, no menopause symptoms. Sorry, males. No menopause symptoms. Going through menopause with the breeze, no jet lag, not getting sick. I haven't been sick in 2 years, over 2 years. December 2015. I have not a cold. I have kids in my house. I've been around people. I don't get sick. So I'm like, wow, I will never eat bread again. Now, I'm allergic to wheat. So that one's an easy one. But I don't eat any grains, any sugars, any starches. So that's changed a whole mindset for me. So what is it that you're resisting? When you're thinking, I couldn't do that, I won't do that, that's just crazy. When you're thinking those things, what is it that you're resisting? Go through it, really analyze it, and see what that is. So that's really all I'm here to say for you. To say hi, you guys. Thank you for popping in. Hi, Richard. Hi, Yvonne. Love that you guys say hi. Thank you. And I just thought I'd put that up because somebody said, I want to know what I need to work on. How do I know what to work on? Well, this is how you know. Not an easy thing, but it sure makes you very, very aware of what you're resistant to. All right, you guys, have a fabulous day. Thank you very much and have a fabulous day again.